Aloha and good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in to This Is Now. First today, attorneys have begun to lay out their case in defense of Hunter Biden at his federal gun trial.
Prosecutors wrapped up their case today with jurors hearing dramatic testimony from some of the women in Hunter's life around the time he bought the weapon. Erica Brown reports from Delaware.
Hunter Biden's legal team began presenting his defense Friday, calling his eldest daughter, Naomi Biden, to the stand. The 30-year-old recounted visiting her father at a Los Angeles rehab facility in August of 2018, telling jurors he just seemed really great. She testified in October of that year she borrowed her father's truck to move and did not see any drugs inside. Hunter's daughter's testimony comes a day after his sister-in-law, Hallie Biden, a key witness for the prosecution, told the jury she discovered a revolver and ammunition, along with drug residue and drug paraphernalia, while searching Hunter's car on October 23, 2018. Hallie testified this is video of her throwing away the gun in a Delaware grocery store parking lot 11 days after he purchased it.
This is about as powerful physical evidence as you can get, linking his possession of that gun to his use of illegal drugs.
Prosecutors accused President Biden's son of lying on a federal application form about his drug use in order to buy that gun in 2018. Friday, the defense called the gun store owner and an employee to raise questions about the integrity of the form. They argued their client did not knowingly lie about his drug use, believing he was not an addict at the time.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
In an interview with ABC News, President Biden indicated he would not pardon his son if he's convicted. Erica Brown, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
Wahiawa murder suspect Alize O pleaded not guilty. The 20-year-old is accused of shooting 3 men at an illegal game room on Walker Avenue last month. 31-year-old Christopher Miose died. 2 others were seriously injured. O is being held without bail at OCCC. His trial is set for August 5th. At noon today, Honolulu police are investigating an early morning armed robbery. It started when a 22-year-old man pulled over with car trouble in the He'eia area, and another man reportedly then stopped and opened the driver's side door and started the car. The victim tried to intervene, but the suspect allegedly pulled out a gun and drove away. All of this happened just before 1 this morning. So far, no arrests have been made. The voluntary shutdown of cargo carrier Kamaka Air continues, and the neighbor island businesses and residents are worried about a possible disruption in service. Daryl Huff spoke with the new CEO, who says the company hopes to resume service very soon.
About 3 weeks ago, Kamaka put out this press release saying it was under new ownership and new leadership with complete support of the existing leadership of Kamaka. It promised a smooth transition, but apparently a few things went wrong.
By phone, the cargo carrier's new CEO, Dave Hinderland, said after some small hiccups that he said made the FAA uncomfortable, they shut down after Tuesday's runs. They hired Transair Cargo to take over urgent cargo flights to places like Molokai Drugs, Kaunakakai's only pharmacy.
This is life and death. Sometimes if our medicines don't get here on time, it can be the difference between life and death on Molokai. This is serious.
Kimberly Svetland said they've relied on Kamaka for years and says Kamaka provided personal door-to-door service and responded to emergencies.
If someone runs out of a medicine and we don't have it in stock, we make the order by 6 o'clock in the evening. It gets here the next morning.
But when we talk about a lifeline, cargo service is that for Lanai and Molokai for that matter. And so this was a huge concern.
Congresswoman Takuda said her calls to Kamaka were not returned, and Molokai Senator Linda Coit was also frustrated by the lack of warning.
with what happened just out of the blues, no word as to the shutdown coming, or even at least to reach out to myself or to the Department of Transportation Airports and say, hey, we need some help.
Exactly what happened is unclear. This week, the company began recruiting for a flight operations specialist, a chief pilot, and a director of flight operations, positions essential to FAA certification.
Employees have been telling me that they don't know what's going on. They're worried.
DeCoit said she hopes the new management maintains the company's historic commitment to community service. So do its customers.
Kamaka is a very important business partner for Molokai Drugs and other businesses and organizations on island. It's not just the medicine.
They're in an extremely vulnerable position now. Every day matters, and I'm gravely concerned.
The new CEO said he hopes to be flying again sometime next week. At Honolulu Airport, Daryl Huff, Hawaii News Now.
And some sad news to report. Hawaii Broadway star Jade Stice has died. We're told she died in some sort of hiking accident on the mainland. The Windward Oahu native moved to New York when she was 19 and became one of the original cast members of Miss Saigon. Stice returned to Hawaii in 2004 and continued to perform locally. She became a certified birth instructor and the family program manager for Family Hui Hawaii. Stice was 53 years old. It's been a while since COVID made the headlines, but the latest numbers are drawing concern from health officials. We're up to 144 new cases nearly every day, and that's not counting the people who don't get tested. Our Ben Gutierrez has the health alert.
Here we are at the mayor's latest town hall meeting in Waipio. When we looked around, we counted 4 people wearing masks. We may see more than that in the days ahead once people learn about the latest COVID counts. The state health department reports nearly 1,200 new COVID cases in the state last week. Positivity rates have climbed to 17%. Hospital admissions are up, as well as emergency room visits.
Basically, this new variant, or these new variants, are just very immune evasive. And so the protections that we had from before are not working as well.
Infectious disease expert Tim Brown says the same variants now spreading in Hawaii have been wreaking havoc in Singapore, Australia, and New Zealand.
And that's what's producing this massive rise in cases, rise in hospitalizations, rise in wastewater.
He worries that just as we saw throughout the pandemic, it takes a while for the public to start noticing the infection counts. Most workplaces have dropped all COVID precautions. At the mayor's town hall tonight, it was business as usual. The Special Olympic Summer Games will bring together hundreds of people this weekend. And at the FestPac opening ceremony tonight, thousands of Pacific Islanders shared their cultures and maybe more.
It's unfortunately a nasty timing for those two events to overlap, because it means we unfortunately could send a lot of COVID back to the Pacific. And I really do worry about that.
The city's medical first responders have seen the rise in possible cases.
Our EMS calls are increasing. We do get more 911 calls because people are sick.
State epidemiologist Sarah Kemble is recommending that people get the latest COVID vaccine. Tim Brown says not many have.
13.4% is the number for Hawaii, which is not very good. And it's a shame because the booster will, just like the flu shot, it will reduce the severity of your infection if you do get infected.
COVID's out there, but there's the flu, there's the common cold, and so forth. So we want to just encourage people to be careful out there, wash your hands. If you are sick, stay home, don't go to work, take care of yourselves.
Ben Gutierrez, Hawaii News Now.
Dozens of tiny homes meant for Maui fire evacuees are sitting empty in Kahului because they don't have access to water. There are currently 14 people living at the village who rely on a water tank. But when ready, Ohana Hope Village will be able to house a total of 350 people. That's when a permanent solution will be needed. One possible remedy, tapping into the county water supply. County officials say they are in full support of the project and have agreed to provide access to water.
We had conversations with A&B. They actually have water on site. And that they agreed to provide us access to that water if we met a series of requirements, which basically was solidifying that we had a permanent solution.
We're going to be hooking up to permanent county water across the street at Ho'okele. We're waiting for a quote on the underground horizontal directional drilling where we have to go underneath.
Alexander and Baldwin said Family Life Center needs to ensure that the permanent and short-term water solutions can be done safely. The county says it will provide water once the homes can hook up to the source across the street. In our Priced Out of Paradise series, Hawaii families are moving to Las Vegas for different reasons. But one thing many have in common is a desire to keep their culture alive. Lynn Kawano has her final report from Sin City.
Financial reasons may have brought them here, but there's a lot more that's keeping them here. The Hawaii natives we spoke with say they have no immediate plans to return to the islands. Sheldine Haleamau opened Halau Hula o Kalemomi in 2002. She was able to purchase a property big enough to have her studio next to her home in the Blue Diamond area, close to UNLV. Haleamau has worked to spread aloha not only to former Hawaii residents, but to Las Vegas residents too, even those with no ties to the islands.
It's made it very interesting for me because you have to teach in a different way, I believe, that they would understand, especially the language.
Haleamau won the coveted Miss Aloha Hula title at the Merry Monarch Festival in 1988 and brought her dancers to the prestigious competition in 2009, 2010, and 2012.
I felt that an opportunity for them to experience Merry Monarch is a huge step.
Kaleinani Bakaro was one of those who graced the big stage. Bakaro left Kauai in 2004, bought a house in Las Vegas, and joined the Halau to continue connecting with her culture.
Bridge the gap between the islands and Las Vegas because Las Vegas is in the middle of the desert.
The dancers embrace the growing popularity of hula everywhere. It gives them a sense of pride to spread the aloha.
You can't buy that aloha spirit. It's ingrained within you. Those people that have moved away, how do they become those true ambassadors so that Hawaii's spirit, our value system, starts to reverberate all around the world?
Pop-up events like this one in Paradise, Nevada brings together people who have made the move. Similar to the Aloha Swap Meet, these open markets feature poi mochi, lumpia, crafts, and other items inspired by the islands. The most noticeable difference between this event and one in the 50th state, it's 50 degrees and feels colder with the wind. The weather doesn't keep customers away. They bundle up for a chance to score deals, get a taste of treats from home, and talk story with others who relocated. The phrase, priced out of paradise, is a common way to explain the exodus, an all-encompassing term for why so many are saying aloha to the aloha state. I'm Lynn Kawano, Hawaii News Now.
More than 460,000 Kia Telluride SUVs have been recalled because the front seats could catch fire. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, seat control switches on the front power seats of the SUVs can become misaligned and stuck. If that happens, a small electric motor that moves the seat can run continuously and overheat. The recall involves 2020 to 2024 Kia Telluride models. The automaker first became aware of the issue from a customer 2 years ago. Kia said vehicle owners will receive letters starting at the end of July, and repairs will be made at no cost. Earlier this year, Kia recalled more than 400,000 Tellurides for a separate problem that could cause them to roll away while in park. It has been visually spectacular so far for the 13th Festival of Pacific Arts and Culture. Thousands from more than 20 Pacific nations are on Oahu for the historic event. Billy V is at the Hawaii Convention Center with more.
We're expecting thousands and thousands to be here at the Hawaii Convention Center, and that invitation is for everyone to come and be a part of this. As a matter of fact, we're talking to Laiana Kanoa Wang this morning, cultural consultant with the Kamehameha Schools. Good morning, brother.
Hey, aloha kakayaka.
Let's go ahead and talk about the word symposium, but this is like chances for people to gather, right?
Absolutely. This is the coming together, the gathering of our families with the Pacific. We're so excited to host the Moana Nui Akea Pacific Conversations and Cultural Exchange. And it's happening Festback is happening. You see it, the Va's have arrived, the families are starting to arrive, the excitement is arriving. But from Tuesday to Thursday next week, we're hosting the Moana Nui Akea Pacific Conversations, Cultural Exchange, and just the energy, the magic, the pride of our nations, our cultures happening here is so exciting.
Okay, so that's going to be upstairs. What can people expect? We were talking about that just a couple of minutes ago before we went on the air. Everything from music to, you said games also?
It's going to be a great mix. We have awesome speakers coming in, and we have the great Dr. Jamaica Osorio getting to share about Pacific sovereignty, rallying together. How do we lift each other up? We have Josh Tatofi coming in, sharing about his Tongan heritage and his pride in being here in Hawaii, raised here. The next day, we have a full day. Our families, our students, our learners get to dive in to learn different languages through their songs, through their dances, and ultimately through games. So it's going to be a full day of exchange. And the final day, we celebrate with a great keynote by our Master Navigator, Nainoa Thompson, sharing about the need to raise up our navigators of the world and to be ready to answer the call, as well as awesome performance from our Hawaiian Ensemble students coming up that day. Songs about climate change, songs about resilience, songs about growth and regeneration. What an exciting time.
So this is truly a time to either come down as family, or maybe you're just coming down with friends to just come down here and check it all out.
All of our friends, family, community, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. FestPac this is probably the last time we'll see it in our lifetime here in Hawaii. And you can feel the pride, you can feel the energy. And so if you're just curious, interested, want your family to be around it, we encourage everybody to come down here. There's going to be so many events throughout Hawaii, but the convention center has the village. We have our symposium upstairs from next week, Tuesday to Thursday. There's going to be so many opportunities. Bring your family. It's family friendly, it's keiki friendly, it's community friendly. And there's going to be so much things to do and see and people to meet and connect with. This is what Moana Nui Akea gatherings are all about.
Okay, once again, Laiana Kanoa Wong here from the Kamehameha Schools, inviting you to come down. Go to our website at hawaiinewsnow.com to get all the information, the schedule, and to get some of these items you're going to have to register for, but you can do that and get all the information on our website.
Yeah, and there's going to be events, performances, workshops happening all around Oahu, including Waikiki, as we take a live look outside at the aquarium. The temperature outside, 84 degrees on this Aloha Friday. Guys, going to have your weekend forecast after this quick break.
How's it on this Aloha Friday? The light wind weather pattern continues, but as that disturbance pulls away, trade winds will start to pick up by tomorrow. They'll run at breezy level from Sunday on. Now you can see how dry it is this morning. Now we're seeing lots of sunshine early in the day, but because the winds will run light and because of the high humidity levels, we'll get cloudy skies in the afternoon. And some of that cloud buildup might spawn a few spotty showers, but overall it should be relatively dry today, and it's going to be a hot one. 90 degrees over in Maui County, and it's going to feel warmer than that because of the elevated humidity levels. Speaking of elevated, surf on the South Shore continues. There's a swell that's moving in now, another couple of swells coming in behind it, and over the weekend, high surf advisories might have to be posted. And we got a nice weak pulse moving into North and West Shores. Pretty good stuff. So we've got lots of sunshine for the duration of the forecast, but it's going to be very sticky today with the variable winds. Trade winds slowly pick up over the weekend. They're going to run nice and breezy from Sunday on, and from Sunday on, look for a few more windward and Mauka showers.
Are you prepared if disaster strikes? Only 1 in 5 Oahu homeowners has flood insurance, according to a new survey sponsored by FEMA. The survey of more than 1,000 people also found more were unaware that standard homeowners and renters insurance does not cover flood damage, and that hurricane insurance does not cover standing water caused by a storm surge. The average repair cost for homeowners who suffered flood damage was about $30,000, and renters paid even more than that. This is all part of the government's effort to get more people insured. You can learn more at floodsmart.gov. Well, tonight, the legacy of Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune comes to an end as he prepares to host his final episode of the hit game show. His on-screen partner, Vanna White, paid tribute with an emotional message.
It feels like he's always been on our TV screens.
That's Sajak and Vanna White.
But tonight, Pat Sajak will sign off after more than 4 decades at the helm of Wheel of Fortune.
I love you, Pat.
And this morning, an emotional goodbye from the other half of the show's iconic duo.
8,000 episodes went by like that.
Vanna White paying tribute to Sajak, sharing memories of their work and friendship.
We've watched our children grow up together. We've traveled all over the world. What an incredible and unforgettable journey we've had. And I've enjoyed every minute of it with you.
The beloved host announced he was stepping down earlier this year, with Ryan Seacrest to take over hosting duties. Sajak has had a legendary and long run.
My name is Pat Sajak, and I've been fortunate enough to wander onto the set.
When he first took over, Ronald Reagan was president, and E.T. had just come out in theaters. The show that made I'd Like to Buy a Vowel famous, anchored by the beloved host's humor.
Now, I want you to understand, we're laughing with you.
And connection with the contestants.
Did she just bump me?
The show growing and innovating over the years, hitting its first $1 million winner in 2008.
Hey, look. You better go shopping for that dog.
Michelle, it's our biggest payday yet.
But the backbone was always Sajak's chemistry with White.
I am very excited and happy to be part of.
That's right, and this is a family you will soon grow to know and love.
The two became pop culture icons and fast friends. White is planning to stay on after Sajak leaves, extending her contract last year, now telling her co-star his legacy won't be forgotten.
And Sajak already has his next project lined up. He's set to star in a stage play at the Hawaii Theater next year. Sajak will star in a production of the 1962 play Prescription Murder, which inspired the TV series Columbo. The show will run from July 30th to August 10th, 2025, and tickets are now on sale.
Japan's birth rate hit a record low for the 8th year in a row. Could a government-run dating app be the solution? Leah Mishkin has more.
It's called Tokyo Futari Story, a dating app being developed by the Tokyo city government to encourage people to get married and have babies.
If they're doing it for that reason, I suppose it's kind of strange, but
I guess it's still anyone's choice to still go on those dating apps.
Japan's birth rate continues to drop and just hit an all-time low according to new health ministry data. This week, the government took action by offering more support for parents when it comes to child care and parental leave. This app is another initiative to increase the birth rate. One 23-year-old in Japan said, "I'm a little hesitant to provide all my personal information to Tokyo government." In order to register Japanese media reports, users will have to prove their identity, show tax returns to confirm income, and sign a document saying they are ready to get married. Those details have yet to be confirmed by the Tokyo metropolitan government.
Background checks are always good because there's catfishing in the world.
The app could also weed out people just looking to have a good time. This man met his wife on a dating app. He also worked at one.
People somehow not telling full truth about themselves. It's a big challenge for companies to solve it.
You're working on a solution?
Yeah.
Are you working with the Japanese government?
No, not at all. No.
Okay. Researchers see the birth rate issue as much more complex than just meeting that special someone. Time will have to tell whether this dating app can actually deliver more babies. Leah Mishkin, CBS News, London.
And let's end with some good news. A musical about the life of country music legend Dolly Parton is coming to Broadway. The singer announced plans for the show at the CMA Fest in Nashville today. The musical, titled Hello, I'm Dolly, is set to launch on Broadway in 2026. Parton has reportedly been working on the musical for about a decade.
Now that's going to be a fun show. I want to see that. Everybody loves Dolly Parton. Working 9 to 5.
We are done, guys.
We are done. Happy Aloha Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
It's going to be good. The show's going to be great.